You know that feeling, right? That tight, overwhelming sense that you're just stressed. But have you ever really stopped to think about what it's doing to you, to your body, to your mind? Well, in this explainer, we're going to do just that. We'll break down the science of stress and give you a practical toolkit to start managing it. My hope is that by the end, you'll feel a lot clearer on how to reclaim your calm and live a more balanced life. I love this quote from Will Rogers. He said this decades ago, but wow, does it hit home today? It just perfectly captures the crazy irony of our modern world, doesn't it? We're so obsessed with saving time, with all these life hacks and productivity tricks, but it just leaves us feeling more rushed and more stressed than ever. We're going to dive into that paradox and figure out how to break the cycle.
Look, stress has always been a part of being human, but something feels different now. We live in this fast-paced, tech-driven world where it feels like you're always on. But here's a wild thought. What if the very tools that were supposed to make our lives easier are actually making them more stressful? It sounds kind of backward, but let's explore that link and see how we can find a healthier balance.
And here's the thing about stress. It's not just about you. It has this ripple effect. When we're stressed, we can be more irritable, impatient, withdrawn. And that takes a real toll on our families, our friends, our work lives. It's this shared experience, even for people like many seniors who might not be able to put their finger on exactly why they feel so overwhelmed.
So when we think about stress, our minds usually go straight to the mental side of things, the racing thoughts, the anxiety, that feeling of being on edge. But stress is sneaky. It has this powerful and often silent impact on our physical health. It literally speaks a language through our bodies. So let's get into what those physical signs of stress actually are, so we can learn to spot them in ourselves and in the people we care about. So, take a look at this list of symptoms. Do any of these ring a bell? If they do, trust me, you are not alone. So many of us deal with these things and just write them off as, that's just life. But really, these symptoms are your body's alarm system. It's its way of screaming at you that it's under too much strain. So if you're experiencing any of these, it's really worth talking to your doctor, just to rule out other things and come up with a plan to get that stress under control.
Okay, so we've talked a lot about the bad stuff, right? The negative effects of stress. But what can we actually do about it? Well, the good news is there are a ton of effective ways to manage it. And honestly, one of the most powerful is something we all have access to, something that's literally built right into our biology: simple human connection. At our core, we are wired for connection. I mean, from the second we're born, we seek out social interaction. And for a really good reason. It has this massive effect on our brains and our bodies. Think of it like a natural brake pedal for a mind that's racing. Just engaging with other people forces us to be present, to listen, and to step outside of our own stressful thoughts, even if it's just for a little while. Have you ever wondered why you feel so good after just hanging out with friends? It is not just in your head, I promise. When we socialize, our brains release this hormone called oxytocin. They often call it the cuddle hormone, but you also get a dose of it from a great conversation or just laughing with a friend. And oxytocin is this powerful, all-natural anti-anxiety agent. It actually lowers our blood pressure and calms our nervous system. So yeah, next time you're feeling stressed, reaching out to someone isn't just a nice thing to do, it's literally good for your health. Okay, so now that we get the science behind stress and why hanging out with people is so good for us, let's get practical. Let's talk about some real things you can do. We're going to build a little toolkit of stress-busting strategies that you can start using today. These are simple but super effective techniques to help you feel more calm, relaxed, and just present in your own life. All right, tool number one of the absolute best ways to fight stress is to just get moving. Exercise is such a powerful tool for our physical and mental health. And you don't have to become a marathon runner to get the benefits, not at all. Even a brisk walk can make a huge difference. But what I love about this is the social angle. If you can find a way to exercise with other people, you get this awesome double win. You get the stress release from the activity itself, plus the connection from sharing that experience. It's a game changer. This next tool is a big one. It's all about managing your own expectations. We put so much pressure on ourselves, don't we? We try to do everything, please everyone. But that's just a recipe for burnout. It is so important to be realistic about what you can actually handle and to learn that no is a complete sentence. So here's the key. Take a step back and really look at your obligations. Are you doing things because you genuinely want to, or just because you feel like you have to? And that brings us right here. We all need help sometimes, and there is absolutely zero shame in that. In fact, you know what it takes? It takes incredible strength and self-awareness to admit you're overwhelmed and to reach out. When we just bottle things up, that pressure just builds and builds. But talking about our problems and getting support from other people, well, that's like a release valve. It can reduce that stress and make us feel so much less alone.
The great thing is that support comes in so many different shapes and sizes, so you can find what really works for you. As you can see, there are things like support groups, social clubs, even just a yoga class. And if you're a caregiver, which is a whole unique level of stress, there are amazing resources out there like respite care and adult daycare that are specifically designed to give you a much-needed break. Whatever your situation, there is a support system out there for you. Let's be really clear about this. Taking care of yourself is one of the most important things you can possibly do. It is not selfish, it is essential. It's like putting on your own oxygen mask first. When you're well rested and mentally clear, you are so much better equipped to handle stress and to truly be there for the people you care about. When you make self-care a priority, you actually have more to give to everyone else. You know, we all get the same 24 hours in a day, but when we're stuck in that cycle of stress, it can feel like we're just constantly running out of time, exactly like Will Rogers said. By learning to manage our stress, we can slow down, we can be more present, and we can actually start to enjoy the time we have. So think about it. What's just one small step you can take today to start taking back your time?